Do you think human psyches have the capacity to keep up with the level of deception that is?
No, I don't even think we can keep up with the level of deception that's going on right now. I've sort of given up on knowing what the truth is. You watch this news or this interview or this, that, or the other, and this person's saying this truth and this person's saying this truth, and I don't ever really trust anyone in the truth. And it's almost like I've given up on knowing the truth, and it's like, fuck it, I just need to exist in a world not really knowing what the truth is. Like the environmental thing, for instance.
Yes.
For a long time, I was like super into the environmental thing and like, oh, humans are fucking up the planet. We need to reduce our carbon emissions. We need to recycle. We need to like try to consume less. We need to drive less. We need to buy cars that buy electric cars, blah, 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 blah. I was totally all on board. And now the more I listen to different perspectives, it's like, oh my God, I totally I don't know who's telling me the truth, and there's so many different conflicting stories that it's like I just fucking throw up my hands.
Well, so then how do you exist? Are you depressed and anxious?
A little bit, yeah. And then I also just am like, okay, so I'm just going to try to find happiness just in smaller things. Like I coach my son's baseball team, and that makes me happy, and I just do that,
Okay. Well, so this, I think, is a fantastic almost conclusion to where we just went, right? Like here we are down to the individual, and it's like, okay, you're bravely admitting that this, that you've somewhat just let go of the need to be right or wrong. You live with ambiguity constantly.
Yep.
But then how are you not just dragged into these states of full psychiatric distress? What is this about you? That why are you able to live in ambiguity and not suffer? What is that?
Good question.
What's that quality,
dude? Yeah, that's a good question. I don't think we're going to be able to answer it, but at least we stated that good question.
Well, they call it like
I thought.
Yeah, go for it.
I sort of feel somewhat anchored in, I try to be a good father, so I go coach his baseball team, and I try to be a good coach to the kids. And so I have not 100%, somewhat of a certainty that like I'm being a good dad, I'm being a good coach to those kids. That's a good thing,
Like when you're being a doctor, are you trying to be a good doctor?
Yeah, and I try to be a good doctor. I try to help my patients. I try to be a good supervisor to my supervisees, and I try my best, and I think I'm pretty good. But even that, it's like therapy, it gets back to these things like, what is this person coming to me for? What's happiness in life? Like, so ultimately, I don't really know what the fuck I'm doing. But I just sort of, I kind of am I used to ask the big questions all the time and then go out into the world as like a soldier for goodness, the highest good. Whereas over the years, I've gotten more humble, and it's like, I'm just trying to have a good interaction right here, right now, and I just got to have faith that I'm doing the right thing, but I don't really fucking know.
Yeah, man. I think that's such a crucial adaptation. And then it makes me wonder, like, is it okay to be a soldier for justice when that's part of what you see? And then is it okay? Because some people would say, oh, that's unacceptable that you're putting down the sword, right? You're just giving into capitalism, and you're just living you're basking in the glory of your success and your privilege, and like you get to do that, and like how dare you, as opposed to like, what are you supposed to then just like live in constant attack and perceive all the world's problems as like, I must do this, like as my buddy Frank said when one of these wars popped off in Afghanistan, he's like, dude, I'm going over there with the rifle, bro. I'm going to go take out some, whatever his statement was. It was awesome. Like, I was just like, buddy, you have seen a very small lens and you're going for it, right? Like he was in that, like, I'm going to soldier.
Yeah.
For whatever cause.
And yeah, if I had certainty and there was something inspiring, I'd love to soldier. But I've lost my certainties, especially in like the socio-political big picture realm, because all the different voices you hear out there, it's impossible to know what the truth is. So I can't go soldier off in this direction when like there's a million voices telling me, no, that's the way to go. And then these voices tell me that's the way to go. It's just like, all right, dude, I just have to live my fucking simple life.
I'm amazed to hear you say that, because it seems almost like when you're bright and when you are a obvious thinker, a critical thinker, then it seems like you're not supposed to say what you just said.
I know. I agree. And it's been a big life transition for me to have come to that after many years of like being like, of letting go my previous certainties.
Wow. Well then.
All right, dude, I got to wrap up to get ready for my patient.
Yeah, me too. That wraps up the Thenophobia or mortality salience. Dun, dun, dun.